Hello friends, this is Shekhar Srinivasan and welcome to my channel. Microsoft recently released Xamarin Forms 4.7 version and I'm quite happy with the new features of Xamarin Forms 4.7, and in this video we shall understand some of the new features introduced in Xamarin Forms 4.7 such as simplified grid row and column definitions, multi-bindings, my favorite feature of this version, and then we have been introduced with shapes and paths, which is also an awesome feature. And also from this version we will be having more control on managing the themes. Now let us understand all these features practically. Let me first open the Visual Studio and let me select the blank forms application and click on the next. Let me provide a meaningful name and let me specify the location. Now the solution has been created. Okay, let us check out the version. We can observe the current version of Xamarin Forms in my system is Xamarin Forms 4.5. So let us update the NuGet packages of this solution. So let me right click on the solution and click on update NuGet packages. Let me accept to update the packages. Now we can observe the version of Xamarin Forms. It has been updated to 4.7, right? Next, let us create some folders to support the MVVM style. So let me do that. Now, let me create a model class, for example, user. And now within the user class, let me define the properties for first name, last name, middle name, username, and password. Now, let me create a new view. So let me specify the name for the view as register view. Let me first specify the title for this page. So let me type in title equal to new features of Xamarin 4.7. Let us open the split screen to view the design changes. Now, let us start with the first new feature, specification of grid row definition and column definitions. So let us create a simple grid structure to display the registration form. So let me do that faster using the magic of video. And I guess that you are aware of how to use a grid layout, right? Now, you can observe a grid layout which is displaying the simple registration form. And also you can observe the number of row definition that has been used and also column definitions that has been used to design this layout. Now from Forms 4.7 onwards, we don't have to write such a huge lines of code. So let me first comment the row definition and column definitions. So what is the new way of writing the row definition and column definition means simply within the grid element type in row definitions and then we need to type in the individual values of the row definition. For example, I have typed in 8 row definitions with the auto as the value, right? So we need to type in auto 8 times. So let me do that. And similarly for column definitions also we need to do the same. So let me type in column definition equal to asterisk comma 2 times. Now if you observe, we have got the same result. Hope you like this simplification of the grid layout. Next, we have been introduced with the concept of geometries. For example, I have an image in the first row which is displayed in square. But assume that my requirement is to display in a circle. Then in the earlier versions, mostly we used to use some custom plugins like image circle, right? Now we can achieve the same using just 2 lines of code with the support of shapes. So let us observe how to do that. Within the image, let me type in image.clip and we need to select an ellipse geometry. Let me specify the center as 50, 50 and then let me specify the radius x as 50 and radius y as 50. Now you can observe the image which was displayed in square is now displayed in circle. Now to understand the next feature, that is multi-bindings, I have already informed that this is one of my favorite feature of Xamarin Forms 4.7. So to understand that, let me define a view model to support the bindings. So let me right click on the view models folder and create a new file with the name register view model. Now Since we are going to have only one view model required for this demo, directly let me inherit iNotify property changed, and let us resolve the namespace error, and also let me implement the interface. And next we need to type in the boilerplate code private void on property changed of caller member name string name equal to null goes to property changed null conditional operator, then invoke of this comma new property changed event arguments of name. Okay, next once again let us use the magic of video and define the properties for all the required entry controls of register view. You can observe that I have defined the properties for first name, last name, middle name, username and password. Next, let me define a command for the register button. So let me type in prop command register command, and within the constructor let me define an instance for the register command. So let me type in register command equal to new command, and let me specify the action as register user, and let me generate the method for the register user. And we can observe the definition private void register user, and let me define an instance for our user class with the values of the properties. So let me do that faster, and we can observe the user instance. Next, let me open the register view and set the binding context for our view. So let me type in XML namespace colon VM equal to, let me select the view models folder. And then to bind the VM, let me type in content page dot binding context, and then let me create the instance for the view model. You can also observe that for all the entry controls, I have binded the properties of view model at the time of designing the user interface. Now let us update the image button command equal to binding register command. And then in order to display the data, let us define some more rows. So let me first update the grid row definitions. To support that, let me type in auto comma auto and auto, which means I will be having 3 more rows, right? Now let us add the controls for that rows to display the data. So let me type in label grid.row equal to 8, grid.callspan equal to 2, and let me define the label.text. And now let us observe the multi-binding support. To get that, we need to type in multi-binding string format equal to full name, and let me provide the placeholders to provide the values for first name, middle name and the last name. Next, we need to specify the binding for those placeholders. To do that, we need to type in binding path equal to user.firstname, binding path equal to user.middlename, and finally binding path equal to user.lastname. And in the next row, let me type in label grid.row equal to 9, grid.columnspan equal to 2, and text equal to binding user.username, string format equal to username colon and a placeholder. And similarly, let me do the same for the password also. So let me type in label grid.row equal to 10, grid.columnspan equal to 2, and text equal to binding user.password. Now let us set this as the startup page and execute the page. So let me comment the previous main page, and let me type in main page equal to new navigation page of new register view, and let me execute the page now. And let me provide the values for the entry control, and let me click on the register button. Oops, there is some problem with my multi-binding, I guess so. Okay, let me check out that, and oops, and additional braces is added. Excuse for that. Let me update my code and execute once again. Let me provide the values and click on the register button. We can observe the values of the first name, middle name and the last name is being displayed in a single control with the support of multi-binding. Oh, password is also visible. Okay, this is the reason I don't like to copy paste the code. Let me update the entry for password is password equal to true. I hope you have understood how the multi-binding is working in Xamarin Forms 4.7. Next, let us observe other new feature which I wanted to have from long time. If the people are coming from Silverlight or WPF background like me, then they might have an idea on the advantage of path, right? So let us use this feature also. So let me scroll to the top and let me type in path grid.row equal to 0, grid.column equal to 0, grid.column span equal to 2, and we need to specify the data to be used for creating the path. And then we can fill the path with a color, for example orange, and let me paste some data for the path. We can observe some nice crazy design on the user interface. Let us add one more path at the bottom. So let me type in path grid.row equal to 8, grid.column equal to 0, grid.column span equal to 2, and grid.row span equal to 3. And for the path we need to specify the data and fill equal to orange, and let me paste some value for the data. Now let me execute the page. We have got an error. The reason for that is shapes and paths are still in experimental stage. So we need to set the flag. So let me open the app.xaml.cs file and let me paste the required code. That is device.setFlags of new string array of shapes underscore experimental. Now once again let me execute the code. We can observe a nice curve path has been displayed now. Now let me provide the values for the user entry and click on the register button. We can observe everything is working out fine. Now a quick question you might ask me is how to generate such a large path values. So the answer is, if you are using a Windows system, then we can take the support of using Microsoft Blend to generate the paths. So let me show you how do I got this values for this path. So let me quickly flip to my Windows system and let me open the Microsoft Blend, and then you can observe a whole lot of tools are there for designing. Let me select a pencil and draw. We can observe a path is getting generated. I just copied the data from these paths and pasted in my application. I just wanted to make it simple, so I just used a simple curve design for UI beautification. If you want, you can take the combination of some group of shapes, for example rectangle like this, and you can place an ellipse and combine these two shapes, and then right click and you can click on generate path to create the path for this shape, which you can copy and use within your Xamarin Forms application. I hope you have understood some of the new features of Xamarin Forms 4.7, and in the next video I will explain about the new enhancements on themes. Friends, a small request. If you consider my channel deserves more subscribers, please subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon for the notifications of my videos. And also, if you like these videos, please give a like and comment, and also share this video with your friends. Who knows, these videos might help someone who is interested in learning the concepts. Happy programming, yours Shekhar.